Okay, pilots, we're gonna attempt to glue a couple of things into my cockpit, and then we're gonna kind of work on my LEDs here a little bit. So what I've done with my cockpit here, I got it ready, got it in position. Okay, and I've lined the back side with masking tape, not only to hold it there, but to kind of give that a bridge for the epoxy to stop, you know, not be running all over the place. Okay. So I got my 2-part epoxy here. This is what I like using. You can get it at Walmart, and I was in Target the other day, believe it or not. And I seen it in Target. Huh. A little bit higher though. Well, yeah. Okay. Now, not making perfect cuts, pilots. You know how it is. I've got gaps, you know. Well, I've got close places too, but I'm not worried about them right now. The gaps up here, I'm gonna fill first. Then I'm gonna flip this over, take my tape off, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on my back side. And yes, there's gonna be some places where it might be almost 2 millimeters of a gap, okay? So not only is the epoxy gonna be holding this stuff together, but it's gonna be acting as a reinforcement, you know, once it cures. So I've got to run a little bit of this out. Let's see what we got going here. If I can get it to come out. There it goes. Yep, I got to run some of it out. Some of it drained out in the drawer there, so I better run some out, make sure it's mixing. I got enough. I'm just gonna run a bead right down to there, and it'll run down in there, and I'll have to keep doing this over and over and over again, but I'm just trying to run a little small bead right down that corner there. I use epoxy also to seal raw foam. Once you've made a cut in something, you know, and you're gonna be maybe putting some paint on it, I like just putting a little thin coat of epoxy on it where it's raw. Now this right here, this is the area in front of the canopy here that's got the flat part. I'll show it to you in a second. Let me get a little bit around it here and let it get going. Not much of a gap there. But I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back here. It might not go in it too much, but I would just want to get something on it. And again, it'll run down in there. Excess dripping off. Okay. Now, right here in this flat spot right here, it's gonna be sitting like so. Okay, so I had to make me a little notch here to miss that. But back up in here, right here, is where I'm gonna attempt, before I glue this on, I'm gonna be pre-fitting maybe a instrument panel here and getting it in. And I've also made a change in the palette. I just didn't like that palette I was using, but I didn't want to use this one. This one is a full body palette. Okay, I think he looks more like a 1950s pilot. You know what I'm saying? He's even, look here, pilots, he's even got the glass. I think it moves. Let's see. I thought it moved, but I don't know, it might not. No, but it's got like a clear glass shield over his face there. I thought it moved. But that's the F4 pilot for the LX model F4. I got these at Banana Hobbies. But he's a full body. See here? I don't see a number on it. You just have to look and see. So I've cut him down where he'll fit in there. I've got to get him in like so, you know. We're gonna sit here a minute and make sure I ain't got too much drippage. That raw plastic line in that right there where I made the cut, I'm trying to just get a little thin coat on there. Make sure there's a thin coat on it. Because this is going to be painted. I don't know if I'll go with this color here, but it could be painted. Totally different color. Let's see, that's looking like it's feeling some. Just making sure my raw plastic's got a little coat on it. And again, I'll be letting this sit, taking the tape off of the bottom, and doing the same thing on the bottom to make sure I get all of it sealed up. So we're done there. On the back side, I've made a change. I also made a change of plans. Okay. Instead of gluing this part here to the fuselage, this is going to be kind of like right in here, and this is going to be kind of like right in here, but this is going to be overlapping the back side of the canopy. You can see where, oh, don't get in that. Dadgummit, it didn't fall right in it, pal. Right in it. Right in it. That's my day. It's been a day. I'd have you in tears if I told you already, and it ain't even 11 o'clock yet. But this is going to go on my line right here where I made the line. This is going to be glued to the outside. This is going to be glued to the inside here to support it. And when you pop the canopy, I'm going to have an antenna or something here that I can grab a hold of and pop the canopy off, okay? So that this whole piece is going to be coming off just like this. Now again, I told you another video I've cut maybe, I bet you I've cut at least an inch and a half, 2 inches off the back of that canopy. But it's going to fold around, pilots, and it's going to fold around and glue right to that, right to it. I mean, like it was made for it, pilots, like it was made for it. Where I cut the canopy was right after it made the bend and started going straight up here. And then at the top, I kind of, you can see where it starts making the bend there. And then I made this right here out to the top point to where it would be right on the edge of the canopy front. So it's gonna work, pilots, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, I tell you. Make sure I got a good bead all the way around it. Oh yeah. Now, where I've roughed it up here, you can see where I've got sandpaper and roughed it up. That's where it's gonna be glued. And then I'm gonna take a piece of sandpaper. I got to clean all this off. And Lord have mercy, whatever they use is pretty good stuff. And just kind of take my sandpaper and rough it, because actually the paint is on the outside. So it's not gonna be scratching the paint all up, making it. If they painted it on the inside, you just can't do that, because once you start sanding, you start seeing the scratches all out here where you're taking the paint off. So luckily it's painted on the outside, and I can rough it up on the inside and get a good bond. And I'm telling you, pilots, once this stuff here glues, the plastic, God, you can't take it apart. Oh my God. I've tried to take them LED colors that I put on the end of wing tips. Oh my God. It takes chunks out, pilots. It takes chunks out. Okay. We got our cockpit done by as much as we can today. So I'm going to set this up here. We'll be out of the way. LEDs. Now I'm going to pick the hardest one to do here, because I'm going to have to cut through some decals, and that's a shame. I don't like doing that. Where's that sharper one? There's the sharp one. Oh, let's see what I do with them. Okay. We got a decal here we're gonna have to cut through, because the wing is just too thin to try to drill a hole up underneath the decal here and come up maybe. And I'm also worried about my spar right here, so I'm not gonna be going real deep in this area. The spar is gonna be coming out pretty much the same path my LED lead's gonna be going. But we're just going to see what we got to run into. I can't see through foam, you know what I mean? So another thing I've got to do is pick out the wingtip cover. I've got a couple of different styles here. Now, most of these goes on prop planes. Come off of Dynam planes. I order them from Bitco Hobby when they got them. I order them from other places when they got them. Where are they at? They're not in that bag. Are they in here? It's hard to see them. They're not in that bag either. That's my free wing LEDs. What did I do with them? There we go. Okay, here we go. This is the one I was looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Oh Lord, pilots, oh Lord. Move it up here a little bit, move it that way a little bit. Let's see here. Can't do it there, it's got to be out here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna show you what kind of fit it's gonna be. Now I got another type. See how it just makes just a little bit more of a hump there? Okay, and the fatness is feeling good too. Okay, I'm hitting the landing gear. And I've got a type here, this is for square tips. Let's see what it'll do here. Let's see what this one looks like. No. See, that just makes too much of a hump, too much of a difference in the way the wing looks. Trying to get it here where you can see that. But, you know, I mean, some like that. They have a little bit bigger of a hump out there. P-51s is kind of like that. They just got a little hump out there on the end of the wing. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with this one and have just a little bit into my decal with the cover. It's gonna be like so. Just a little bit back here. You can see where it's into the decal just a little bit, but I'll try my best not to destroy it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that cover. I'm gonna get it back here as far as I can away from that decal, even though it makes a little bit more of a hump than the wing really does. I want it to kind of be in the right angle, of course. So I'm going right there. And I'm going to press down on it. I'm pressing down on it real hard around the edge of the cover. just right around the edge here. And trying to make the indentation, note the indentation. Note the line it made and the indentation. Okay, now I can go by, pretty much by, let's go by this one. Let's make a better one here on the front. So I'm just going to kind of make a triangle cut here for my LED light. But I'm going to stay within that line that that cover made about 1/4 of an inch. I don't want to go much deeper than that because I want an edge there to glue the cover to. Let's go up here. Let's see. And there's what I've done. Okay. Now I'm going to take my sharp. If I've done something with it here. I think I got it in there in the living room where I sit there in front of the TV sometimes, Pops, and do my little cutting and stuff on my cockpit. I think I left my hobby knife in there. Okay, now out here on the end, on the inside of the pocket you just cut, I'm gonna make a little round hole for my bulb to set in. And in this particular one, I'm kind of gonna be going into the pocket in a 45-degree angle. Because again, I haven't got a lot of room here with this thin wing. So I'm literally not doing a cut this away. I'm actually cutting into it and making my loop this away so that the bulb will go in here. Because like I said, you don't have a lot of room and I don't want to be tearing up nothing. Now I have my tweezers out here. Where'd they go? There they are. At this point, if I can talk, the only thing I'm really worried about is running into a spar. I don't want to run into a spar. I'm going to take, I just got a Phillips head screwdriver here, small Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to look on the back side here. I'm going to find that groove that I'm going to be using. All right. Man, I wished I might could. I don't know. Boy, it'd be a shot in the dark, I tell you. It would be a shot in the dark. And I'll hit a spar just sure as the world. Just sure as the world, I'll hit a spar going through there. Taking a long free wing, small Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just kind of swagging my angle, scientifically wild ass guessing my angle. My aim could be way the hell off. It could go right up through where I want it to do without hitting a spar. Oop, I might be just a little bit off there. That could be, nope, way up, way up. You can see the foam rising a little bit there. You can see the decal rise and see I'm not quite there yet. I need to angle down a little bit more. But my aim is good. I'm just coming up too soon. Oh, my aim is good. I'm just coming up too soon. Come on now. And that one might be too much of an angle there. Yep. We'll have such a big channel there. Just won't let me pick the right one to go through. Go find the wing up here. Little time, just a little time. I'm coming up right here. Can you see the screwdriver moving? I don't know if you can see it moving. All right, now making it through that hole was another story. All right. We just kind of got a path here. So, let's see here. This is where you need one that don't have these X's on the back of them. Yeah, I'm going around one side of a spar there. I can hear that drill bit hitting. Okay. Don't worry, I got a plan. plan. EQ has a plan. Okay. I've let my secret out. Y'all can do it now. Okay, now I'm gonna have to use a new pack. But what I was gonna show you what I was gonna do is go into the servo lead. Instead of running the lead all the way to the fuselage and hooking it up into the receiver, if you just want the light to burn, if you just want it lighten up, you know. And these lights that you can buy that already has a strobe inside of it. This one right here, well, I'll get the lead cut off of it. What's happened to me? What's happened to me? Don't tell me I'm out of red indicators. I know I got a new pack, but I thought I had that in here. Nope, them two's green. There's my blinkers there. These are blinkers. They smaller bulbs. But they have a strober, I guess, resistor already inside of it there, to where you just wire it up and it strobes. But I've got a new pack here. Okay, this is the LEDs I use. You get one red, one green indicator with a long lead on it. You get 2 landing lights that are wide in together, because these go on the Apprentice. The Apprentice has 2 landing lights in the front nose there, and they're kind of close together. So what they done was is just kind of wide it together on the landing lights. And then it has a red strobing light. The red strobing light has a weird looking plug on the end of it, or sometimes like this one does, it don't have any plug or anything on it at all. So you'll know that that's a red strobing light. And here is the landing lights. Okay. Here's our landing lights on Y harness. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put landing lights on this one. I'm going to save these landing lights for something else. But these 2 indicators here and the red strobe is going on. But I've got to find out which color is what. Well, that's the red strobe. Well, the one I didn't have. Here it is. Got to find out which color is what. I want you to look, goodness gracious. Well, usually it's not that long. I wonder what that is. What did they give me here? Oh, that's something that was in there. I got tangled up in some old stock. Some old stock got tangled up in it. So we're gonna take I got my old cheap radio here, and let's just use a VSC. Let's go hot. Okay, plug it into that one. And pilots, when you mess with these LEDs, you make sure you put your polarity correct. You want it to go into that middle prom and end prom, which is the ground and the red lead. Okay, get untangled here. Goodness gracious. Would you please let the thing go? So we know this one's red, but I always like to check it anyway and make sure that other one's green, because I have had actually a red light, so, you know, just saying, I had a red light that would glow continuously like this, and then I would plug the green one in and it would strobe. I've had it happen before, pilots. I've had it happen. So I always like to check them. Alright, that one's going and it's staying on, it's not strobing. Well, I'll put me a little bit of green on it. Right. Okay. What did I have? What did I do with it? What did I do with it? There it is. I don't know if I'll be, I know I won't be using the plugs on the navigation lights, because, you know, I can't run that plug through that hole. And I know I probably won't be using a plug neither for this one. I'll probably just run it into the receiver just like I usually do. I could leave a plug on it, but here I'm just kind of getting it together to make sure and check it. I got red to red. And in this case, this wire here is brown, but we know it's the ground. I'm just making sure those are not going to touch. Oh, I've put the wrong kind of plug on it. Well, that don't help. I'll tell you what I can do. If I can hold it steady, if I can play operation here. Make sure I'm putting it red to red. Let me get some light on the situation. Closely, closely. My light don't last long now, pilots. It just don't last long. Can you see it strobing? No. There we go. Okay, she's strobing. All right, we got all of our lights checked. Got all of our lights checked. Before we see smoke, let's get that unplugged. Let's see, what is that? That's a 4-cell. Okay. All right, this is an Admiral 4-cell 2500 with 30C. Okay, that's not really a good rating for a EDF. All right. $3,000, 2,500 Admirals. Okay, Admirals. Note the thickness of these batteries, pilots. Note the thickness. Okay. All right. My cockpit's gonna be kind of, you know, narrow. So I think I'm gonna be able to use either one of these batteries, or I think I even got, if I could get a CG, and if it fit, my God, look here, I got to put it that drawer. Maybe, no, that's maybe too heavy. Might be too heavy for that. But that's all in the future pots. We just kind of experimenting a little bit here. Okay, now what wing have I got here? I have got my right wing, so this is going to be a green bulb. me a green bulb. Now what I like to do, sometimes I want to estimate here how much lead I'm gonna need, because here I might have to go, instead of making a cut down through here through my decal, making an L bracket cut and trying to connect down here into my servo lead, I'm gonna go straight across my decal out to here where I've got some room to work. And I might can put everything right here, instead of having to do it right up under my decal. But I'm still gonna have a cut here, right across my stars and bars. So I want enough lead, I'm just kind of giving it a swag here. All right, I'm gonna cut it right there, scissors. Cut it right there. And I like saving this right here, pilots. This right here can come in handy later on. So I'm gonna take my lead here. And this is the trick. This is the trick. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be the trick. I'm gonna squeeze that good there where it won't grab foam going all up there and rip it all up. And kind of squeeze that together good. And we get a small piece of masking tape here, and we're just gonna kind of see what we can do. Might pull off, might go right through, we don't know. I'm putting it in kind of an angle, putting my piece of tape on there. Wrap it around that way first, and then I'm gonna take this in and bring it around this way. And try to get a good straight point right there. Lashing it down good. That's what I'm trying to do, pilots. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright, let's see if my old secret still works good. Now you got to be careful right here at the end. You don't want to bust up too much of your foam, just like so. Oh, I went my aileron on my flap, just like so. Okay, there we go. I've got my pocket cut for my bulb. Just give it a good pull. It'll come out. I just kind of made that in there, just a sharp bend, to where it won't tear foam going through, won't tear foam coming back out. Alright, pilots, I'm gonna finish dyeing my bulb. I'm gonna put that in my little pocket there. I'm gonna dye. Wait a minute, let's see. I don't think I do my jets. No, I don't dye my cover on my jets. I leave them clear, that's right. I dye them on my prop planes, but I think I try to leave them clear on my jets. But I get my bulb in there, glue this on. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm gonna cut my channel right through here and just kind of wire it into my servo. But there's my little trick. I won't bore you with all the rest. If you want to see the rest of the steps, you can go into my videos in the past there and you'll see it all. Thanks for watching, pilots. I'm almost at 500 subs. Can you believe it? EQRC. I'm out.